things. I hang on things in here. So, needless to say, I made a big old mess. I have to be really careful walking around. It's essentially playing Jenga. I guess this is it. Anyway, I'm gonna toss this. I wanted to see the copper in this. Just an alligator clamp, but you can see the clip is rusted away. So, the copper. Trying to figure out like some things, like if this is very necessary. I love it. I found it at a yard sale. I was so nervous to ask how much it was for some reason. And she was like, $5. And for some reason I was like, oh, I have to have it. But it actually didn't end up being $5. It ended up being way less because I had a little pile of stuff. But they put a hole in it on purpose to hang it. I kind of want to hang it somewhere. There's one hook in here. And if it was in a little bit worse condition, it would be cool to hang outside, but it's plaster, so I don't think it would last very long. So I'm not going to do that. I don't know where to set that. But anyway, very cool. I'm not sure what to do with it. And I'm very afraid of breaking it. So, just up there. These are adventure bags. Very important. I usually have free stations because a lot of the crafts that I do go together quite nicely. So I like having some stations open and ready. I got this set aside. I needed a guitar straps. I'm just going to crochet one real quick. I don't know. Copper. And copper chain making station currently. Old photography trade for developing photography. My grandpa was a photographer. And then there's trees. Oh, I got these. I'm not sure. Another thing I'm not sure what to do. Pretty neat. I'll put these next to the fish, our angel. Oh, this little pig hair. Ooh, sand. By the door, a little vessel, so I can just sweep everything up at once. Nice big old shell. This will also go near the angel. Let's see. I got some extra shells right there. Not sure what to do with this mess either. This is just a bunch of different pens and pencils, old pencils, because they are quite light and quite nice to sketch with. I think I'm going to dump them all in a bigger bag and then kind of press them on. Oh yeah. I got this at a yard sale out here. And this is, no it's not. But it'll hold up and I really want to make some, got plenty to work with and it's just, I'm not sure where to put it. And get that there. Shopping list. Yeah, I really don't know what direction I want to go in because I really want as much desk space as possible. And I think I should just go through this now. That's just scraps of fabric and really nice, but I don't want to go through this now, actually. I'll grab some stuff I know I'll use out. Oh, hey. Old piece of ribbon. Really old, but For a shadow box, all kinds of crafts. You could add the old fabric too. I really don't know what to do with this. I kind of want to use the basket again. I'm gonna run this out actually. Let's just go in the way. I have some spent rice in this jar. I really want to make, I have like the most useless wrists possible, and I would like to beef them up a little bit. And I found this technique just scrolling through videos of filling a big old jar with rice and using your wrists like that, digging through the rice. My dad always had just told me to do like a bar like that. Taking some pretty good. Trying to get a on top of the madness that's in here. Trying to get some little stations together. I think this one's just gonna be like vague desk. This one is PS4, and that's resin. I really want to get back into resin. I haven't made any resin charms in a long time. And, where is it? Oh, that's cool. I got these mermaids that I want to turn into charms. I just have to cut them out and... Cool mermaids. And just little doodles. It works brilliantly for resin. And resin, when it cures, I use UV resin pretty much mostly. And when it cures, it's just an inert plastic. Where did I put them? Oh, here's the Huh. I have a load of drawings. I just covered them with Mod Podge and then coat them in resin, but here's the onks. Got quite a few different molds. I really like this one. Mine's in the 80s for some reason. And, where's the doodles? That's gonna drive me nuts. But it's wild, because the watercolor paper just get really cheap. And it's thick enough. Sometimes I don't even put the Mod Podge on it, and it doesn't absorb it, the resin. And it makes the perfect charms. And you could make a charm for anything you can draw, which I think is pretty ideal. Where did I put them? Oh, there's some more onks. Sweet. I like this one. You can't really see it in this lighting, but in the sun you can see all the carnelian in it. Try yeah, the resin, I think would be really perfect, because you could even use it to coat other stuff and turn it. I have some leaves. I'm an example, so you could take something very, well, bad example. I did that on a live leaf. For some reason it didn't rot, but plastic. And it's a leaf. Took me forever to figure out a method to keep the shape, like the natural leaf shape. When I was flattening them, they would form a bunch of ripples in the leaf. And this one has some mylar in it, but they could have everything. This one is my favorite because it's so large. Take forever to make, but they're so worth it, in my opinion. I kind of want to try to mix like a half a drop of green dye. Not green dye because it won't mix in. To try to get a really juicy green, because I want to make a huge necklace, but to get them to match the beads, I think I want to add some green to it. Just like how people add blue dye to get denim. The resin, UV resin, I use this one specifically because I've tried quite a few brands and like brand lists like nameless ones off Amazon because there's tons of UV resin kits, but this has been the only one that I've just been obsessed with, quite frankly. It's not tacky when it cures, and it's crystal clear, and you can find it on eBay a lot too. Store-bought returns get put on eBay, and a lot of times I'll come with the light and everything. Mr. Resin. Really, really. They have a shop on Amazon, and I've gone through quite a few bottles because it's just, even repairs, like say you got a hole in your like air mattress or something, you could use it to repair, and it cures so quick. I really kind of want to get some of those mini-verse things, but I can't bring myself to buy one because they're like, they're quite expensive, and I really just want the loose bits. Like, if anybody has loose bits, like the tiny little strawberries and stuff like that, I think would look really cool with resin. But in resin, like jewelry, because they're little resin kits, which I couldn't believe. That's kind of sweet. Yeah, I really some like those little gimmicky things. And where did I put the thing? I've been shuffling stuff around all day. Oh yeah, I forgot about these pins. I like these pins. And I just make these charms with random little bits. I tried to make a loaded. But they look darn cool if you don't mind me saying myself. And this one is these littler ones. Littler ones. I first can see I really want to refilm that with some ducks. Unfortunately, the pig in the video has passed away, which I'm still like such a void about. But I really do want to refilm it. Snapco's got a ton of drones, so I want to get it dead on. There's plenty of little lakes and stuff. For some reason, I can't find any ducks. I can't find any local ducks. And but when I do, I do plan on making a part 2. Oh yeah, these things are pretty cool. I have a drawer right here of just like all my favorite things I made in the last few years, just with scraps. I could put anything in the center, but I like the ones with the bottles. I have these I call them alchemical catchers. They're not dream catchers. They're it's a ring. I have one in like a vague example, but I put all the like sulfur, saltpeter, charcoal, and pretty much anything else. Here's one. They don't look like this though. This is different. But this picture, I wonder if I could do like this. Yeah. See the lady? Found the picture at a abandoned studio. Found quite a few photo slides that day. And but so you can see just how they are. I make these ones and show how to make. It's just like a brilliant little thing to make. If you pick flowers a lot and dry them a lot, I just put the strings in the center that you put flowers in for a spot to dry them, if that makes sense. I would grab the one out there, but I know when I do, like all the petals are gonna fall off all the flowers that's on it. And but I forgot what it was. Those little drawings are gonna drive me. Okay. So this is just watercolor paper with, and I painted the back of the paper, so it's a little less plain. That's fine. But it's just doodles and inert plastic, nice and sturdy, but also nice and light. That's Negative Nancy, the positive prostitute. She hates her life, but she does love her job. It's what's it called? A comic I wrote in high school. But I still am trying to work on the storyboard to make it in pixel art to put it in KYNTO. But, you know, I'm not the best drawing, but just an example. You could paint the back. And, yeah, this one. But you just draw whatever your heart desires. And that's gonna make a really cool charm bracelet. Maybe. And, I want to do a whole necklace of the mermaids. And, yeah. I try not to miss stuff, because I always do. I feel weird getting so close to the camera. Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was telling, crafting is such a little lonely gig because, you know, you can't leave your desk very often or else nothing gets made. And, so, deciding to stream has been one of, like, the best possible moves, personally. I started streaming during, like, the end, kind of, global isolation, and, God, I just, way too thankful. I still have these. I put the lava stones so you could put essential oils on it, and it's arginon, or opalite. I like calling them arginon because it's one of a few names for this material. It's glass, but it reminds me of I don't know if it's Disney, but Atlantis, the cartoon version. Her necklace kind of reminds me. I know it wasn't glass, but some people aren't the biggest fan of opalite because it's not a true, like, natural material. However, it's man-made, yeah, but I think that's just as impressive as, you know, earth-made. Anything made by the hands of man impresses me to an extent. Even, unfortunately, like, you know, everything's impressive. I mean, the fact that, like, we wake up every day and put clothes, very impressive. I'm just easily impressed, I guess. But, like, and you could just use sticker. The eggplant. Practicing doodling, so instead of, like, starting a drawing I'll never finish, I'll try to do little things that I could cut out and add to resin, or make stickers, which is a great use for those who use label paper for shipping or anything. You can make your own stickers super easy, and kind of rambling, but it's okay. Let's see. There's a bunch of Pucci dresses. Emilio Pucci, 1960s dresses, but this is what happens in Florida when vintage clothes or anything is left in garages. Absolutely dry rotted, but I can't bring myself to toss it. So I'm thinking resin. Just have to figure out how to keep, like, the fabric stretched. And really, really nice fabric. Emilio Pucci was a designer super big in the 60s, still big to this day. He's long since gone, I believe. But his prints, really crazy print. And that's really how far I put my arm out. Parents used to say I eat like an ostrich. Whoops. Okay, so I have that. All of this fabric. Yeah, there it is. Of course, it's under. Made this to put, I have a crystal ball, but to keep it put away to not start a fire. I found it in the coolest way. I was like, I kind of want one for, you know, curiosity purposes, because it's a really cool thing, just like moving water to stare into. And made this so it had a bunch of colors reflecting out of it. And it's just a paver that was on the side of the road. I've painted a few of them. I'm not the best at painting, but it's really, really cathartic. And The other ones I was able to do a few flags. I did the German flag, Scottish flag, and and I made this basket a long time ago. Tell me what to do with this. It's full of scrap. 1960s canvas fabric. I saved all of those scraps. I made a few bags with it. These are just like little, kind of like old bits of stuff. This hand carved button. God knows how old it is, but it's really beautiful. So, just found it in a box of broken jewelry. I'm not a fan of brand new beads because the quality is just not there. And so I buy a lot of boxes of broken jewelry and I get the best stuff from it. And like, this is just like little things I personally really like, so threw it in. And like, I'm not sure what this is from. I connected it into a circle, but it was just loose. I'm not sure what it's from, but it's got a nice design to it. I've been digging in dirt all day. Gosh, you can't really see. Oh, there you go. A little bit. Maybe not. Yeah. Well, this is not a bedroom. This is a storage room that I've slowly turned it. I make jewelry, and so I need quite a large space to do so, because I kind of blend a little bit of everything together, and yeah, and I prefer to use salvage stuff, because like I say a lot, I can't stand the stuff available in craft stores because the quality is a huge issue, and like, it's not very affordable either, not when you need bulk, and so I'd rather put a ton of work into finding materials, maybe, oh no, I lost the memory. I lost the memory. Oh well. But, yeah. I do, maybe it gets a little concerning when I start using, like, chocolate containers for craft supplies, but I don't know. I don't think so. And, the thing is, I kind of, had to reorganize in here, and I'm trying to, like, reorganize every bit of it and just toss whatever I don't use. And, like, I don't know what the heck to do with it. Gordon's Gin. It's the top of my picnic basket, but I got the morning dew completely destroyed it, so I think that's my own garbage. It's like 100 years old. That sucks. But, oh. That didn't help my case of not being a hoarder. Oh well. And I just pushed everything to the side of the room so I could just slowly put it back. And make room for shelves. Because I want to get these two walls, just a shelf, and so two, like, as wide as possible shelves. So I could take these out and use them for plants, because those are just temporary anyway. And I like having everything, like, accessible, so it kind of gets a little intense in here. I kind of wanted to get some rolly carts for my hand tools, but always switching in between projects, so I kind of, you know, let myself go a little crazy in here. I think everybody needs a chaos corner. This paper is a lot. It's just so don't stay in the desk. Hey, this is going not too bad. And there's just a bunch of everything. I can't keep up. Like, I put this in here because I'm so afraid of it breaking. Everybody wants an agate slice. Can't stand it in my possession because I feel like I'm going to break it. This is not a space to, what's it called? To hold back. Just makes me nervous. It's quite nice. It's beautiful. It's just a little too big. And, I have enough. This. There. Oh, hey, that's what it are. Some painted rocks. I just found this one. I actually use these a lot because when I'm outside and it's windy, and I know they're nice and attractive. My friend made this one. I thought that was nice. When I found this one, I'm like, where is this squid? No, Jesus, plankton. Rock. And this one was also a gift. Raspberry beret. And it's because I have a raspberry beret. But I, for some reason, didn't know that song existed. And for the longest time, and I'd always wonder why anytime I wore this one beret that I had, people would start singing Raspberry Beret. I didn't have the internet in those days. I was thinking back with the first day I got a phone. The first phone I've ever had. The first day I had it. I was talking on it and eating potato soup and dropped it in the potato soup. So the first day I got a phone, the mic did not work for the entirety of me having it. And this is really sad. This is like my main prints, yeah. Hello from New England. Hello from UK. Are you going to use for unused shells? I wish I could get some attractive shells in here. I can't find anything. And anytime I find shelves online, they're all particle board. And unfortunately, there's no telling what I'll be doing in here and what I'll be using. And so if I spilt something and it just absorbed it, that would be heinous. So I'm probably going to try to find some metal shells. Metal and wood would be fine, but at least what makes contact to the floor, metal. This was, it's not the oldest and it's not the newest. Hummingbird. I've missed this so much. I miss it so much. But I found somebody who could fix it, $300, which isn't bad for where it's snapped. I don't know if you can see, but unfortunately, where is it? It gets quite hot in houses, and this was stored in a house that like didn't have AC essentially for decades, and it was dry rotted. But it plays fine. Beautiful sound. Knocked over one too many times. My beautiful pig boy Blue. But he could do no wrong, so it's like, yeah. But hopefully I'll get that fixed soon. I miss that thing. And it's just, it's cracked in such a tender spot that I feel like, and it's a hummingbird. I don't really want to try to put some glue. If it was anything else, if it's just like a regular guitar, because usually I just get anything, because I like to be able to bring, like, in the woods or any weird little spot that I'm sitting, and on a bike and stuff. So I like to have things that I don't really have to worry too much about. But yeah. I wish I had the balls to try to repair it. I was able to talk to the guy who said he could repair it for quite a bit, and it just did not. There's metal going down the neck, and I'm not the most educated on guitar anatomy, but it sucks. There's so much tension, so it's not something I'd like. But I think it's called the action. Is it the action where the strings, the space between the strings and the fretboard? That is low on this, if that's what it is. And so it doesn't hurt my fingers that much. Because sometimes, when you, I don't have calluses anymore. It's been 5 years since I played. Time flew by. And so, I'm going to keep practicing. Don't know what to do with this either. I used to wear this all the time with suspenders. And it's made entirely of fake pearls. But it's really satisfying. I just don't think I'll get much use out of it. I'm so dang afraid of having the pearls get ripped apart. Because this is essentially a garage. It's an indoor garage. Like, this is what I'd be using all the time. So I make a lot of the chain. Any chain that has a flat spot. And I got this for like $2 at a yard sale. It's got some burrs in it, but that's okay. And I love this thing so much. I don't have to, you know. But I remember trying using it when I lived in Lake Worth. All the apartments are parts of old houses, so they're usually quite small. And they're usually wooden floored or tile, and not anvil friendly. And outside, if you're using an anvil, just, you know, sometimes you want to be in like your space, but Lake Worth is definitely a place that people just walk in your yard and just be like, oh, what are you doing? Just like, you know, assume the stance. And yeah. Which, I love it. I love that about it. It's a very interactive town. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit over here. This is all, oh, I don't want to tell you. It's all, well, because I don't waste anything. It's all 1940s, 50s fur, and, you know, like leather scraps from a lot of stuff. Including the jacket. One of my old high school teachers, I bought it from her from a yard sale. And, well, she gave it to me, but she had it at a yard sale. And, she used it to follow the Grateful Dead through, like, multiple states. What is that? My eyes aren't reading the light flickering, but I think it's flickering a little bit. I meant to change before I hopped on the stream because I've been working outside and in here all day. And oops. Alright. I did not bring a bird in here. Oh. Leftover book. This is very important. This is the wire I have to replace. 19 strands. Oh shit. This isn't the piece. I saved a piece with the literature on it because I don't know. Wire between wire. All I know is I really enjoy using it for craft supplies, and yeah. I got a whole mess of it back there. Oh, why isn't this? I don't know how I remember to breathe sometimes. It looks like how many thoughts would you say in 1 minute? I'm really thought driven. Ideas, like I jokingly said to my friend today, I don't ask my mind questions. I just do it. Because I don't know. I was raised an only child, so I think I'm just dang used to being all by myself. And crafter, so always at a desk. And I really do enjoy having thoughts. Like I'm fine just sitting. My dad. It used to drive my dad nuts. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, you saw that on the TV?" And I'd be like, "No." And he'd be like, "You're looking directly at the TV," and I'm like, "I am, but I'm also not at all." So try not to miss. But I hate getting so close to the screen. Yeah, there's actually a few. So she was a deadhead. Her girlfriend that was also there was a deadhead, and they were older. And this was at a dropout prevention school because I accidentally got kicked out of my school because I told them of the scam that they were running. They really were. And this one day, just like, but they were not happy about it. And long story short, the teacher at this dropout prevention school, and I liked it because there were only a few kids in it. I tried to go to like with thousands of kids, and I just, oh wow. And I was scared. I was very, but Mr. Shepard, and I hope he's still with us because he was the coolest. He was very soft-spoken, so he couldn't really teach any of the kids there. So I would just sit by him, like by his desk, and he lived in a motel at the time, and all of his shirts had cigarette burns in them, and he would tell me about the ladies of the night. That's what he called them. He was very polite dude, and like he would often have dinner. They would all have dinner in the motel thing together, so that nobody had dinner alone. Just like the coolest, most wild stories, and simple, like real stories. He would always bring me like Simon Garfunkel CDs and Allman Brothers bands, pretty much anything. And so just bring them home and burn them real quick. And I think of that guy all the time. And the woodshop guy, all the teachers, they were deadheads. They really were. And the woodshop guy like had stickers on his car, and he would play my guitar anytime I brought it. And really cool spot. I wish there was a way to find them. Because that school shut down a long time ago. After. Salt of the... Let me take a screenshot. Let me check that out. Yeah, that's strange. Yeah, no, 100%. I'm sure it's even when... Oh... They're building all types of mass housing, no yards, 2-story houses, whatever, but they're not affordable. I don't know who they're for. They're in the middle of the state, too. But, yeah, it's definitely, my parents bought my grandparents' house, so, like, it was, but when I was growing up, I lived in a very intense apartment. Like, my mom and I were swimming in the pool, and groups of teenage boys, terrifying. And they would throw cats and shit in the pool. And one day, it was a kitten, and I swam with my little fins on, and that was my cat for a few years, Princess. And some girl spat in my toy box, just like the worst place. And threw my Ken doll off the thing. And then one day I got revenge, but I don't know if I could talk about that. I pushed their sound system down. I was so sick of the torture and the abuse as a child. I was like 9 years old. And anytime I would be roller skating out back, they'd be like, "Chaser!" I waited one day, and they had the door open because the dad would sit on the couch smoking cigarettes and drinking beer. But not before. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I was 9 years old, and they threw a cat in a pool, I don't know. But I think it wasn't that much longer after that. It got scary going outside. And, I forgot, I lost my train of thought with that one. Salvage. Okay. This stuff is important. Very important. Actually, I almost knocked over or grabbed the cord. I gotta show this. This is from like the 50s or the 60s. And somewhere I have the original box with the packaging stuff. But it was called the Inappropriate Bag. I can't believe I'm gonna show this, but... It's all pointers. Oh my god. Oh, cool seeds. But yeah, there's the Inappropriate Bag. Oh, some stuff. Here's my childhood She-Ra doll that a woman at the apartment complex gave me. She-Ra, She-Ra, She-Ra. Cool stuff. It's kind of like my little treasure box of what I have left of my grandparents. And oh yeah, I've tons of little, just like little antique things, like dice. Oh, almost dropped that. Oh, that's my great-great-grandpa. It's the only picture I have of him. Trying to think best I can. That's why I'm in here trying to chip away, because I need more room to work, and I think it's good every few years to kind of reevaluate what I even use. And it's like right now I have too much fabric. I don't even have a working sewing machine, so I don't need a bunch of fabric. And that's one reason too. I'm thankful for like Facebook Marketplace and Facebook for a lot of different reasons. And honestly, even though it's getting a little ridiculous, weirdo, you can't say weirdo on Instagram anymore. It says Serge Gainsbourg was a weirdo. Common knowledge. And I got a whole lecture, it being just mean, I suppose. I don't know. But same thing with, yeah, but I haven't really noticed it myself personally with Facebook, other than like the Modern Warfare group, because you can't even say dumb in that one. But I think a lot of it's self-policing too, or over-policing. Let me get some pop. is all you. Rest in paradise. Well, this has got a big old pig to chill with, but I still don't think it right. Opinions are just, they're constantly changing, and just so scared of that. Scared of, like, I don't know. No one thinks the same. I don't understand what, like, but all I know is loved ones that we know of. And, smells really nice outside. Someone is having a big old fire. It smells like pine. So what I was actually doing here is I'm trying to be able to ID all the pines because they're very useful. And I'm trying to, I still have to get in the pine that fell because I think the heart is still there. And the heart has all the turpentine like really condensed. So you can use a tiny little piece of it to start a fire. I'm just turning it for a second so I don't have to look at it. Okay, almost here. Trying to put this table away because I'm trying to get ready for vending, and because it's the season for all the markets, green markets, all that, and I currently don't have a picnic table, but I have a card table. And so I'm going to try to get that out of here so I can start setting it up and seeing how much I have. And this is all of my notebooks. So I'm really trying to learn as many plants. Every season I just get nuts trying to learn new plants. Every season there's new plants to learn about. I still rarely, like, the spiral plants ended up being an orchid, and thank you, Ja Rule, for IDing it, because it ended up being Spiranthes floridana, which is a prairie flower, but it's in the orchid family, and it's endangered. And it's just in the middle of a field, and fresh mowed field, so I went back to get some more pictures, and to see if there's any seeds, because they like kind of wet prairie. And there's a little section that has some dollarweed that I introduced not too long ago, and I think it might take there. So I just found some dried seeds, plucked them off, and before they get mowed. And I also want to. Oh man, I'm not gonna have any sunlight left. I'm trying to spend as much time outside. Winter traumatized me. Also, an example of something I don't need is a stack of Barbies. But those will go to me home because I just want to get them nice looking and then just pass them off. There are tons of families out here, so I don't think I'll have a problem finding a home for the Barbies. I like having dolls for various things, and for drawing, I get better use out of drawing from dolls than, like, this is the one I use. And she's from 1956. My mom found her at a thrift store, and so she'll stay. But that's what I use in place. I have one of those models to draw from, but for some reason my brain like does way better using a doll. It's pretty much just draw female figures for now. Trying to get all better at drawing faces so I could draw the same thing twice. But right now I just kind of doodle. Yeah. That wasn't supposed to be that good. It's my friend to the part. Nice. See? And this I'm not sure what to do with. It's from the 80s. It's from a puppet, I'm guessing. Put it on the mannequin for now. But My pig chewed part of the mushroom on the top. Yes, paradise. Alright. There's a song. Don't want to forget the chords. Here we go. All of this paper has got to be sifted because a lot of it is notes. Big portion of it's notes. I spilled coffee on it. And then the other portion is some 1950s typewriter paper, which I really enjoy drawing on. It's so smooth. The box fell apart. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I looked down. 70s. They're nice to put in plants and stuff, so I grabbed a few from my yard too. I also have one that says, Happy International Secretary's Day. Police, 100%. It drives me nuts. I mean, that's why I gravitated so hard on that Gonzalo Lira dude, because he certainly didn't deserve to die, and so many people were, like, good riddance and stuff like that. All just because the guy had his own opinions on his own observations, which, regardless of if you agree with someone or not, like, not everyone's gonna agree on everything. And, yeah, like, I've seen so many friendships just completely dissipate, and, like, I mean, a lot of it, because it's all posted on Facebook, and it's just reading through the comments, and it's, but it'll all boil down to, like, yeah, but you think that this should be like this. Like, well, they're from a big family, they're not, and they're, like, two totally different worldviews, and I always remember that. I talk to so many people, and I always have, like, I mean, when I was in high school, I talked to more, I don't know how to say it without sounding insensitive. I used to bring, jack my dad's beer and cigarettes and bring them to the homeless dudes, down at the square. And I hung out with them for years. They're some of the nicest people. And the craziest stories, like real stories on Vietnam, like it didn't last just 10 years. And, all kinds of things. And, so, I don't know, I always made, because again, I was raised the only child and like, kind of just stuck in a room by myself until I was old enough to walk around and go to the beach and just talk to people and bus stops, just anywhere. Do a lot of volunteering. I haven't been able to out here just because everything's so far, but a lot of different people. And like, I don't know. I got a lot. I don't really think I've ever met a person I didn't really like or like dislike. I don't think I've ever met someone I strictly disliked. Like there might be aspects, but that's normal. And yeah, I like talking out and about. And like, especially in Florida after storms and the power's out, everybody's outside talking to each other anyway, so it's a very social state, I think. And I need a broom, but I don't know if I'm prepared for that. Ooh, I just I don't think I could get this chair out, so I'm gonna have to just keep working around it. So many things. I do need to get all these books out of here because they're just gonna fall. I want to make a study group, just for like mythology and stuff like that. I really like. I've been reading through this. I can't afford the newer edition, but I got, I think, the 3rd edition of the Anthropology of Witchcraft and Magic. But very interesting because I like the ties to the earth, and that's one of my favorite ways to learn a new plant is what plants have been used historically for all different reasons. One book I'm trying to save up for is $250. I doubt I'll have it anytime soon, but could always print it It's 1,000 pages. But it's ethnobotany of Florida. This area, I tell you what, is always excluded in field guides, and I don't know about now. Tomorrow, Green Dean's book is coming. So now we've got 2 copies. So I think we're gonna make that like I don't know. I definitely want to make videos, video series that's just finding all the books in Eat the Weeds, because a lot of them are here. And Eat the Weeds, Green Dean, he has a channel here on YouTube. He has a website that is fantastic, and now a book. And really cool dude here in Florida. And he's probably one of the only celebrities, he's definitely a celebrity in my book, that I want to meet. I want to go to one of his forage classes so bad. And the closest ones are in Winter Park. And Winter Park is where the Rosicrucian Church is. And every few months they have a public event that the public are welcome to, and I really want to go so bad. I love their symbolism, I love their art. And, I get on a lot of debates about it in comment sections. However, I can't stand calling them secret societies because they're not secret. I mean, I kind of remove the origin of the societies from the modern state of things. And, like, for instance, the Rosicrucians, they are just a curious bunch. And they seem really nice and open-minded. And I like studying all religions and all cultures because there is so much middle ground. And so I have to say I study religions and cultures just for fun, but I'm really studying like the correspondences and the common grounds because there's so much overlapping similarities. And that just I'm really afraid of us and them mentality, so I like to be able to understand where as many people as I possibly can are coming from. And a good way to do that is personal beliefs. And there's this one girl, what's her name? Oh, I love hearing her talk. And she talks a lot about the personal beliefs of like scientists. And really interesting. Oh, what's her name? I'm gonna put these on the shelf. Okay. These are the Blue chewed a hole for him when he was still here with us. But this is the turtleneck I use for studying symbolism when I need some art in my mind. Really good. Really good. That's not very conscious. I think I'll just go through the rest of these, watching like documentary later. Just random beads in a tray. This tray at the top of it broke off, so I just kind of want to get it gone. Immediately started. What was that? Who is that? Oh, I think it's some good KYNTO. We slowly very slowly. Okay. Maybe. Yes. 1955. This is my grandpa's sister's yearbook. It's all mind control, 100%. Very cool. And here in Florida, and then one of my dad's friends found this in the garbage, like just laying on top of the garbage on the side of the road. And it's a Victorian photo album. I want to do a flip through on a flat surface. I could really get like just more detailed footage of it. Because if I'm able to find the family, it would be cool to get this back to them. I pick up old pictures all the time. Oh, I like this one. I like her plaid dress. Oh yeah, her collar pin. Really quite nice. And the orange like brocade. And that's exactly how it was found. Where to put it? I'm not exactly sure what this is, but it works really well with the camera. I thought it was for counting threads, but I'm guessing it's for photography. Maybe. Really useful. Whatever its original purpose is for. Oh, yes. So this, these magazines I use for, I like making collages and stuff. And every time I can't find it, this is all I have. And believe it or not, when I throw them away, I always need them for something. Because whether it be resin or collages, I don't know where to put them. Oh, I don't want to tell them. Not yet, anyway. I keep meaning to just take useful things out of it, but can't remember the woman's name. But she has a lot of really informative videos on how to use magazines for different things. Sometimes I just can't think of something to doodle, but I need to do something on paper. And I really like just magazines, but the imagery is there, and like you could compile it in different ways. Oh, this is cool. He just passed away, and my friend's dad. I've had this since high school, so it's a little stained up, but he did copies. Long story short, he was actually incarcerated. Gucci cell. He was able to paint, I think for like a decade. He made forged checks, but he was able to teach or show the government like his trade, I guess, and he was able to paint huge paintings. He does studies of just about every every earth-moving artist. And I was lucky enough to get a little piece. I also have a canvas and one tube of paint, and yeah, rest in peace. I wish I got to meet him. Heard so dang much. And this bin, don't know what to do with it. It is all photos, and I really want to get it in there. Jesus. Shout out Rabbit Fair. Oh. That's her in middle school. There's me. My little pumpkin. It's my grandparents' house. David Wolfenson, thank you for coming back. I'm really horrible at making sure I read comments. KYNTO eventually will be able to put a link in the chat, and then comments will be read out. And I'm sure it could be like read out the name too. And programming is endless, and it's constantly changing. And like Snap is working on now, so your face could be on the avatars themselves. Just endless different directions to go in. And but it reads the comments out, kind of like super chats, but free, obviously. And we'll be able to do it from desktop or app or anything like that, because I always feel so dang awkward, like getting my face. I don't want to say I'm nearsighted, but I think I might be. I might be a little bit. I seem to not be able to read things that other people can, like, far away. So. Might as well keep all the pictures. It is getting quite hot in here. Hey, I thought I was only in here for like 20 minutes. Well, maybe like 45 minutes. I don't know. The heat and the hunger is getting to me, so I think I'm gonna actually go myself and start doing the awkward work, getting the table out and everything like that, and I will be beasting it up in here, so that probably won't be the most yeah, a little traumatic, because yeah, I just pop on some music and go at it, because when it's all clear, it's going to be such a breath of fresh air, and I'll be finally able to move in here again. I just set this table up anyway for watercolor painting, and I was just supposed to keep it up for like a few days, but I moved in. So, but happy trails, and thank you all for joining in my cluttered mess of a craft room. And if anybody has any shelf recommendations, shelves they trust. Shelves, I think, are a very important part of human life. Yeah, because I do want to get this big plastic shelf thing out, and because those are great for plants, and really need something for plants. And yeah, anyway, long story short, happy trails. Thank you. I'm trying to